Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Good morning, goddesses. How are we doing? Welcome to the Sexy Sunrise Show. I'm super excited today. We've got the tree up. I have my hot chocolate coffee. We got I got a candy cane flavored coffee. Starbucks has the peppermint mocha one, but I've really been liking the organic Target brand called Peppermint Stick. The peppermint bite is just a little bit more intense, and I like that. So I mix it with hot chocolate, and I've got my I'm on the nice list coffee mug. We are trying to put the magic in the air. Lots of things have been going on in my world that haven't been too fabulous. So any magic that I can get for this season is perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and play our Christmas jams, and then we will jump into our Astro forecast and all that kind of good stuff. So the song today is Jolly Old Saint Nick, and Katrina Stone actually sings it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and we can get in the Christmas spirit and have our coffee if you haven't gotten that. Here we go. Let me turn this around. Beautiful, beautiful. I love Christmas music. I'm so happy I have this service so I can get all these tunes and that Facebook will actually play them because I have the license. So that's really, really awesome. So welcome to the Sexy Sunrise Show. If you've never joined me before, my name is Bianca Adelia. I've been a professional boudoir photographer for almost 6 years, and I like to take this time every single morning. It's very short, sweet, to the point, about 15 to 30 minutes on days when I'm feeling extra chatty. But I like to take this time first thing in the morning just to stop patterns that don't support self-love. We wake up our big goddess energy simply by doing that, stopping the destructive patterns. So, the way I like to start off every show is to set an intention, and I share it with you. I share it with the world for the type of woman that I want to show up as today. And the type of woman I want to show up as today is is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little less ambitious than most of my intentions that I set. But today I want to be a woman who is able to find peace, and a woman who is able to come back to her center and come back to feeling grounded even when everything is shattering around her. So lots of personal things in my in the background in my personal life that are not quite working out the way I wanted to, including my boudoir studio. It is not in the cards this year. So I'm struggling with that. So that's what's going on in my life. So yes, I want to be a woman who can come back to peace and can come back to being grounded and not let the things that shatter around me mean anything about my self-worth. So that's the type of woman I'm going to be today. Let's go ahead and pop into our Astro forecast. Boop, boop. Awesome. So we're in the Astro forecast. I am not a professional astrologer. This is something that I use in my personal development journey. So I just like to preface it with that. I am actually investing in my education in astrology at the moment. So that's really cool. But let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look. So we have, we're still in Sagittarius season, like I've said the past couple days. And we're at 8 degrees of Sagittarius. So that's going to be, there's going to be a highlight on our like ambitious and passionate energy. With the moon in Gemini, the moon is in 10 degrees of Gemini right now. We just had our full moon at around 3:30 a.m., which was also a penumbral eclipse, which means that there was kind of an intense emotional shakeup going on. But 10 degrees of Gemini here, we're still in our full moon phase, but we can see a highlight on like our sensual caring energy. This can also stir up a little bit of anxiety. And don't worry, I'm going to go into a summary of like what all of this stuff would kind of mean for the day. Mercury we see is still in Scorpio. We know Scorpio is our intense zodiac sign. So we're at 28 degrees of Scorpio, and that's also going to give us our very ambitious energy and kind of this clarity, kind of this highlight on our intelligence and maybe magnetism, or we might be really focused on like feeling sexy today. We might have a focus on our sex appeal. So keep that in mind for Mercury. Mercury does communication. So in regards to communicating with yourself, you might really have a highlight on like trying to get your sexy on today. So Venus we also see is in 11 degrees of Scorpio as well. And this is going to highlight maybe the more reserved part of yourself. Maybe you get very, very focused on one specific aspect. We've got that intelligence kind of heightened today. We've got that ambition kind of heightened. So you might feel kind of like a very focused, maybe, I don't want to say obsessive energy because I feel like it has a negative connotation, but you might have this like very focused energy, and it might enable you to find resourcefulness in areas you had not considered at some other point. So let's talk a little bit about the full moon that just happened at 3:30 a.m., especially since we're still kind of in the full moon phase. And so you can kind of see that this can be a time of completion. That lunar eclipse is going to kind of bring up a lot of intense emotions and whatnot. And so with it being in Gemini, you might find that there's this push and pull. There's this seeking of balance between like your practical knowledge and then your higher knowledge. So maybe like your body and your mind, or maybe reality in the spiritual realm. There's this push and pull kind of tug. It wants this balance. It's trying to integrate maybe like your intuition and your rationalities and stuff like that. So really, really cool there. What's really interesting about this solar eclipse too is it's actually going to pull out some like a shift in energy, and this energy is going to be carried out into like the next 6 months. So with that being said, the entire summary of today and what you can kind of take with you to kind of set yourself up for the next 6 months is that with the moon being in Gemini, we're going to see this need or this kind of pull or this kind of realization or epiphanies. And you might see like the bigger picture. You might get a broader perspective on something you've been dealing with for this entire year. Like I said, with Venus and Scorpio, you might find some different resources to figure out whatever you've had going on or whatever self-love journey you've been on, you might find another way. It seems like there's like another path, and less than another path. It might seem like before you were walking a certain way and your path was really wide. And so there were lots of different turns. There were lots of different ways that you could walk on this really large path. And today, if we allow that broader perspective, that bigger picture to kind of penetrate our mind and kind of align us, what we're going to see is that path, that direction we've been walking might get more narrow. And so it's going to block out some of that noise that may have been there on the wider path. Like in my head, I'm kind of seeing like you're on a wide path. Maybe it's in like a park of New York or something, and there's lots of people standing on the sides and they're all talking to you at the same time, and you're trying to walk on this line, but it's so wide that there's lots of other people on that path too. And as that path kind of narrows, as you allow that broader perspective, that bigger picture to kind of penetrate your mind and allow yourself to be open to it, your path is going to narrow. And so the path won't be big enough for all those people to be talking at you anymore, if that makes any sense. So with that being said, we really have to make sure that we allow that integration, that like penetration of the broader perspectives to really take hold. Because if we don't, the truths that we haven't been facing, or the emotional baggage that we haven't been addressing, we might not see it. And so it might just be like hanging on while we're walking on our path, and it's just like trailing behind us, and we don't even see it because we don't want to. So it's really important that we like take a look around and we're like, oh, you need to go, get away, shoo. Like I'm feeling those kind of vibes. So as we progress into the week, all of this kind of stuff is going to make sense. All of it's going to be kind of coming together to give us a lot of clarity. The past couple weeks in Scorpio, we've been in this deep thought phase. We've been in this phase where the puzzle of our self-portrait has kind of been shattered, and we've been trying to put these pieces back together, but differently than they were before, because maybe it wasn't right before. So in the next coming days, this week, we're going to really develop a more clear idea of who we are, what our purpose is, what exactly the next steps are to take. And maybe that simply means for you realizing that you are enough all along, and that you've been doing all of this soul work in search of something, and maybe there was nothing wrong with you. Maybe there was nothing that needed to be fixed. Maybe there was just some things that you needed to let go. So that is the full moon energy. Gemini is an air sign, so it rules our mind. So really allow yourself to open up to this bigger picture, not necessarily different perspectives, but a broader perspective, if that makes any sense. So that is our astro forecast today. I hope that is helpful for you. I don't ever talk about these astro forecasts in any other way rather than a way that I would use them myself. So I hope that me sharing them publicly and sharing this astrological journey that I'm having with you helps you or inspires you, or I don't know, does something. So that's the astro forecast today. If you let me be part of your morning, I'm so honored that you shared your time with me, and I will see you again bright and early tomorrow morning, 10:15 a.m. Central Time. All right. Sending so much love to the woman you're meant to be. Bye.